I'm Hiltron Bailey here in Toronto at the Reelworld Film Festival, and you're watching CM Museum. I, I'm sitting here with the true Rastafarian, right out of Jamaica. He currently lives here in Toronto, and he's had the best of both worlds of living in both places. A lot of us hear the word Rastafarian or Rastafari, we don't know what it is. Can you tell me what Rastafarian is or Rastafari? Can you educate some of our people what that is?
Well, Rastafari is a way of living. It's a, it's a way of preserving oneself and getting to know yourself and your relationship with humanity and the natural way of living, it to be in harmony with the universe. A, a true Rastafarian lives off the land, right? He lives a natural way of living. Even his food, like living in North America, right? I am a vegetarian, right? But a true Rastaman, he's Ital. Ital. Yeah, so because for example, like soy, I eat soy, right? The real Rastaman doesn't eat soy, right? Because he cultivates all of his food on the land and he eats natural food without pesticide and fertilizer from the land. So he is connected
To
to the land. A true Rastafarian, he doesn't not even wear shoe. He does not believe in killing the animal, so he won't wear leather. Right? It's that deep.
So a Rastafarian does not conform to another person's beliefs, and you said something about that when we talked the other day. They don't conform to the
Oppression.
they don't conform to the oppression and the system of.
They do not conform to the ways of the system. As a matter of fact, they will say that the city is shitty because of the things that goes on, the disrespect, for the disrespect that they see for women, the way how relationships between a man and a woman, it should be natural. It shouldn't be something that is based upon materialism and commercialization of self. It should be based upon respect for each other, right? Spiritual connection, which is more important than physical connection, because physical connection is one of the lowest form of our relationship. Because even when we are connected physically, if there is no spiritual connection, then the relationship will be destroyed, and that is what we are seeing in society today. Because most relationships, it's based upon the physical and not the spiritual. After the physical is satisfied, then the relationship dissolves.
You be, you've lived in Canada for how long now?
For over about 20 years.
Besides the minus 30 below weather here in Canada, what do you love about being in Canada especially as being a black man?
The people, uh, access to education, that is one of the most important thing that I have experienced in Canada, because in Jamaica, going to school, books are very expensive just for us to achieve an education. And that is based upon the system, because the people should be remain ignorant towards information and towards society. That is how society manipulates the people. So coming here to Canada, I on vacation the first time, I inquired into what is the education system here, and when I realized that you could get money to go to college and university, immediately I was interested.
Do you have to pay the money back?
Yes, we do have to pay the money back, but at least once you're qualified to study, you can get the money. In comparison to Jamaica, you have the ability, but the resources are not there.
Okay.
So
That hurts when you have the ability. That has to really hurt a person inside to have the ability to do something and the resources are not there. Can you explain that feeling, you know?
well, it's a feeling of despair. It's a feeling of frustration that develops into violence, right? Because when there is disregard and contempt for human rights, then that in itself will trigger rebelliousness.
Great point, my brother.
So governments, the government of Jamaica, so-called third world countries in Africa, throughout the Caribbean, they should take the welfare of the people with more interest, to elevate the talent and to educate the people, because education is the medium by which we prepare ourselves to deal with current day situation and even tomorrow and as days goes on. So if education is not accessible to the people, how can your society advance?
That's an excellent point you made, because knowledge is the name of the game, and everyone should get as much of it as they can so that they can help shape the kind of world in which they would like to live in, or shape the field that they work in. Now, let me ask you a question. Jamaica is still that way now, where they have the ability but not the resources. If Canada and America opened its borders for Jamaicans to freely go out, what percent of the island do you think would leave?
I think the greater percentage of Jamaicans would leave, because most Jamaicans,
On a percentage scale,
I think maybe 60 to 80% would leave the island.
that sounds like an evacuation, man.
Yeah, because of the situation that exists there, and not only that, but it's all based upon how countries like Canada and America promotes their foreign policy in Jamaica. That they believe that, it's very easy for you to come here, and when you come here, all of a sudden you can get wealthy, because many people in the Caribbean do not know that people die on the street here. People are homeless here. Poverty is an issue in Canada.
You were getting ready to say something. You said most Jamaicans. Maybe you don't remember the point you were making, but there was another point you made the other day where you said you can wear your new clothes freely here.
Yeah, this is another issue in Jamaica too, right? Where the material things have become more important than the human person. And this does not only exist in Jamaica, it also exists here. But it's a terrible situation, because there are many Jamaicans who are living abroad who would like to return to Jamaica and invest in Jamaica. But because of the violence that is in Jamaica, and there is no protection for foreigners when they go home, then that in itself is creating brain drain in Jamaica. Those who are educated, they're leaving the country. So if you are educated there and you're leaving the country, how can the country advance when the people, how does drugs and guns get in Jamaica? Jamaica doesn't produce cocaine. Jamaica doesn't produce guns. How does it go across? How does it get into the country? Now, you, the government has a responsibility. Now, if the government has a responsibility and the drugs and guns are still entering into the country, then something is wrong because they are responsible for the country. Now, and if there are guns on the street and someone can kill someone and there is no law enforcement to protect you, something is wrong in the country. And these are some of the things that need to be looked at because speaking of Jamaica itself, the freedom that Jamaicans have, who were brought there as a matter of fact, right? They're not the original people. They were brought there, right? And the stage that they're at now, so-called independence, how did independence come about? Was it through guns? Was it through drugs? Was it through disrespect for our women? Was it through disrespect for men? I don't think so. So what happens to the historical legacy that leaders such as Nani, Paul Bogle, Marcus Garvey, and many others has set before us as a guidepost to lead us as a nation, not only in Jamaica, but internationally. These are some, now in Jamaica when you hear about independence, it's just about a lot of dancing and celebration. That wasn't how it came about. So in order for the people to be free, they need to step back and look at how we have gained freedom. And in order to free themselves from poverty, what is the next step to take?
Do you see a way? You live in a first world nation now. You've managed to get some education, and what way do you see that you could have dual citizenship and be able to go back to your Jamaica and help Jamaica? What way do you see that you personally can help your homeland?
Personally, it's through education. That's one of the first things that needs to be done. The people must be educated. And as a young man growing up in Jamaica, I remembered Michael Manley when he developed a networking relationship with Fidel Castro. And it was the best era that I have ever seen in Jamaica. When they have there was a program called Jamal where there were many people in my community who I didn't know those people couldn't read. And Michael Manley program taught those people to read. Right? He started to teach them self-reliance, farming, plant your own food, to feed your own people. He initiated those programs. How to do circumposing, in graphing. In schools, there were many. We had like 4-H clubs where the girls, they learn how to bake, how to cook. And we had various programs in the schools. Now, those are examples that were set to advance the country, to educate the people, to take care of yourself. But then America got involved, and then they start the propaganda machine. Oh, that Jamaica is becoming a communist country because Michael Manley is working in association with Fidel Castro, which that was only a propaganda because if the people were able to develop themselves, then Jamaica today would not be a dumping ground for America. Because in Jamaica, it's like Jamaica's culture that was developed out of oppression, it's like it's of no more significance anymore by the majority of people.
That's sad. That's very sad.
You know what I'm saying?
How can a human soul not be significant anymore? You know.
Because it's all about survival and materialism.
Yes, it is. Capitalism has no conscience. It's all about the dollar. It doesn't care about how people feel. It's like you said earlier, is people valuing property and things over people, and that's a sad situation. On wrapping this,
This is where the Rastaman now maintains his resistance against all this oppression. Okay. Which one of the Rastamen right now Jamaicans and black people all around the world need to look at the program that this man is doing and the education that he is providing for not only for Jamaicans but for humanity all around. And this man is Mutabaruka. He is one of the strongest resistance right now against certain levels of oppression in Jamaica. And people need to look at this man and see what he is doing, the way how he has maintained the cultural significance of humanity and now presenting it to the world. People need to realize what the impact that Rastafari is now having on the world, because it was Rastafarians who I first heard saying that we should not eat meat. You're like a scavenger eating meat, right?
Meat is not healthy for us.
No, it is not healthy for us. And he was the one who said to eat fruits and vegetables.
Not even fish?
Not even fish, because it has blood in it. You know what I'm saying? So, and now, right here in Canada, everyone is talking about, eat healthy, vegetarian, organic food. Now, look at Jamaica. The food that is being cultivated there without fertilizer, right? Many people I heard in Jamaica don't want to eat it. And they don't know that here in North America, right here in Canada, those foods, only the wealthy can go to, I won't say the name, I won't give them any promotion, but it's only the wealthy who can go into certain stores here and buy those food to eat, because it's the highest grade of food on the planet.
Wow, man. Well, do you believe there will ever be equality in some kind of way, or will this lopsided thing always exist in your heart of hearts? Do you believe?
Well, there is always equality. And why there is always equality? Because I wake up this morning and the wind is blowing. Right? The sun is shining, the earth remains, and the water is flowing. So there is always equality. Natural nature always wants us to be happy.
Okay.
And it's only...
We just got to get in tune with it.
Yeah, because we have everything. Everything is here on the face of the earth abundantly. But we cannot allow institutions to brainwash us. Religion is one of the biggest problems right now on the face of the earth. It divides people. It does not bring people together. It creates separation.
What about one God, one love?
when we when we get to know ourselves and get to realize that the wind, the water, the earth, the sun, these are the natural elements of life, and that you and I are only atoms, particles, occupying space in this universe. When we come to that realization, then when I see you, I see you as a divine entity. And I know, and I get to realize that you are a part of me and I am a part of you. If I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. If I hurt you, I'm hurting my brother over there, because we are all connected. And even to clarify this even more, while we are all connected, at this present moment, you and I, we are breathing the same air. So there is no, if we take off our clothes, there is no difference between us. So we are all one people. It doesn't matter what shade we are, all these things, labels like nations, it's only to divide us.
I've when you do research, you see that black people all over the world are catching hell. They're catching hell in America, catching hell in Jamaica, catching hell in Africa, just catching pure hell. Since I've been to Toronto, Canada, I've seen a lot of happiness among black people. They're happy to be in Canada, Toronto, Canada. They love Toronto. You know, there's maybe certain little parts of America like Atlanta where black people as a whole are happy, and some black people like other parts of America. But as a whole, black people are still oppressed and face a lot of tension even in America right now, even with Obama as president. Now, why are so many black people happy here in Toronto, Canada, even yourself? I mean, what is it that's fostering this feeling of happiness when we're catching hell in so many other places in the world?
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. I am happy because I woke up this morning and I have life. I have health. So there is no system that man can create to take away my happiness that is going to make me become what they want me to become, so that they can manipulate me the way how they want to manipulate me. So that is why it is important to know self. And when you know self and know who you are and know that we are a part of this universe, we have rights to everything, all the resources on the face of the earth. We have rights to it. You have rights to it and I have rights to it. So why shouldn't I be happy?
Okay, all right.
Why should I allow things that man create and systems that man create? Why should I allow those things to make me unhappy? Therefore, I will be expecting others to make me happy and not realizing that I am a divine being. I am an entity interacting with other entities in this world, various levels of entities too. Some are about greed, some are about oppression, misleading the people, and some are about uplifting the people. And that is how we are creating a balance. Because there is like a war. Some wants to control, and some is saying no. Because we are all free. We all should have equal access to the resources of the earth.
You are a true leader. You know, you're not a leader that all the world knows about. you're kind of on the underground, but you say some things that are as powerful as any